Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Riggin, and this is Sarge the Foodie. Now that I've got your attention, because animals get way more likes than educational videos. Thanks, Sarge. Um, Welcome. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about Natural Pain Relief Academy and some of the things we're going to be covering. And how this all started is, I've had my own health issues. I've been working with people with chronic health problems for over 20 years in the natural healthcare field and in an acupuncture clinic. And I've learned that there's so many things that can be done at home to help alleviate pain. Now, many people can get off of pain medications altogether. Many people find they can reduce their pain meds. And anytime you can do that, you're helping your body systems. And so why do we even need to do this, and why is this even a problem? Well, just looking at pain as the problem and not as an indicator of a deeper problem can become a bigger problem. If you've never looked at the side effects of pain medications, I would recommend you do so. And it's not just for the few, but everybody who takes medications, whether prescribed or over the counter, will feel the effects of those. And they all have side effects. Ask any pharmacist. This is why so many people are seeking alternative methods. This is why so many people are seeking another way to handle their health problems, their pain problems. Now, when dealing with pain, and we talked about in the last video migraine pain, and I've dealt with some migraine pain, and it is not fun. There are multiple causes of migraines, but some of the things that can be done to help those migraine problems, regardless of the root cause for you, there's things that can be done that can help that. But understanding a little bit about pain and why do we even have to look at this? Well, here's the thing. Pain, you need to look at as an indicator of a bigger problem. Now, any kind of pain, whether it's structural from an old injury or from damaged body parts, or internal pain, there's always a cause. And so it's kind of like if you look at the dashboard of your car has indicators that point to a bigger problem inside. And so those indicators, think of as like the symptoms, flashing lights. Symptoms are very similar and should be viewed in Chinese medicine anyway. They're viewed as indicators of a bigger problem internally. And so we look at that, especially with chronic pain. I mean, you get a twisted ankle from slipping, that's more of an injury. But then I would ask the question, why'd you slip? Where's your balance? Are you practicing balance? But that's another topic for another video. But back to these symptoms. Okay, so we have this pain. We view it in Chinese medicine as an indicator. And so we're always looking at the why behind it. In the clinic, when I evaluate a patient, I'm always asking to myself, why is this happening? What's the imbalance internally that's creating this issue? And so the symptoms are viewed, again, like on the dashboard of your car, has indicators to point to a bigger problem. Your body uses symptoms to point to a bigger problem. So it's kind of like when, if you're driving down the road and your temperature gauge starts going up and up and up, well, what do? Well, if you didn't know this, pull over. Most of you, if you've been driving for any period of time, you pull over if you see the temperature gauge, because otherwise what'll happen? Well, eventually your car will explode, and that happened to mine many, many years ago. I learned that lesson the hard way. What would have been a quick radiator fix turned into a big head gasket problem. Now, I've had a lot of cars since then, and kind of the moral of the story is, well, if you're going to ignore an indicator, you're probably better off ignoring your car indicator and not your body's indicator. But that's not what we do, is it? No, we've been led to believe that symptoms are merely an annoyance that should be just dealt with or ignored or covered up. And if we complain too much about these symptoms, what happens? We're labeled a hypochondriac. We're told we're depressed. We're given these labels that nobody wants to have, and we're told to just run it off, suck it up, deal with it. Until what happens? All of a sudden, you do this for so many years, long term. You stress your body, ignoring those indicators. It's kind of like driving that car with the temperature gauge pinned and ignoring it. Eventually, you break, and you break big, not just a smaller repair. In Chinese medicine, it's not normal to have any symptoms. You shouldn't know you have a body. You shouldn't know your body exists. Everything that you are should be all in your head. And so when we look at pain, it's not just, oh, what medication or what thing do I need to do to just get the pain to go away? The question becomes, why is it there? And if you do know why it's there, well, that's helpful. Now we can approach it from, how do I get my body stronger, in better shape, so it can heal, it can mend, it can repair on its own? Do you know that your body is miraculously, marvelously made and is designed to actually heal, mend, and repair on its own? My car doesn't do that. I wish it did. But if it's sitting in the garage, it's not rebuilding and repairing. But my body is when I sleep, when I have deep sleep. My body is rebuilding and repairing. Cells are dying, new cells are rebuilding and repairing. So it's never too late. You can always do something to help improve wherever you're at in your health. You can always do something. Doing nothing degrades and you spiral down. And that's not a good place to be, because where does that land you? If you do nothing and just keep going the same way, you're going to get the same result. And so where's that going to lead you? And if you're not sure where that's going to lead you, if your body has pain, if you have indicators, if you have symptoms going on, it's not normal. You may have been told you're just getting old. I'm sorry. Until the end of your life, you can do something to help yourself. You can always do something to help. It starts in our mind, in our perspective of things. This is why I like to educate, because understanding the mechanism of pain, understanding maybe from a different perspective, pain works differently, then maybe we can start to understand things a little bit differently. Now, one more thing I want to cover before we close today's video, and that is, there are things we can do with pressure points and with food to help reduce pain. Now, one of the biggest things for pain that I have found in the clinic is most people don't drink enough water. And you've got to drink the water. Hydration, I know it sounds very basic and simple, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't hydrate enough, especially if you're taking medications. It dries you out even more. That drying of the out constricts things. The blood doesn't move. In Chinese medicine, the root cause of a lot of illness is stagnation, meaning things aren't moving. Simply hydrating is an amazing thing. And don't drink the tap water. Get at least some kind of filtered, bottled, sparkling is even fine, as some kind of spring water. The other thing you can do is start practicing some basic acupressure techniques. In the last video, I pressed on this point here, but I want to show you where it's actually located is between the knuckle and the base of the other bone. It's the midway just off the bone, right in that spot. Now that's called one of the 4 gates. You've got one on each hand. So you've got 1 gate, you've got 2 gates. The other gates are really in the same spot, and I'm going to flip my foot up to the video right here. And between the big toe and the little toe, you come up and it's right in that spot on each foot. So those 4 gates, just by putting gentle pressure, stimulating those 4 gates, you start opening up the energy in the whole body. And I'm not talking some weird mystical energy, really. Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, we're working with the energy fields of the body. Think of it as this way: you're applying cell phone technology to the human body. It's not so weird if you understand we're dealing with a different science. We're not dealing with biochemistry. It's a whole different idea. And so that's about all the time we have for today. Gonna be putting out one more video and talking about Natural Pain Relief Academy. We're going to be starting up the 4-week program. We're going to be covering more things like this. It's a very involved program spanning the course of 4 weeks. We'll have a private Facebook group for interacting with questions. Also going to be a conference call weekly, and also videos, training videos that we're going to be having put up that's going to cover some of these areas, like pressure points you can use for different things, different ailments and aches and pains, different foods, what foods you need to incorporate to help reduce pain, what foods you need to eliminate to help reduce pain. So today we talked a little bit about making sure you're hydrating and drinking enough water. In the next video, I'm going to go into a little bit deeper on some of the foods, but also some of the pressure. So if you liked what you heard today, make sure you sign up for our program. You can email me at drmary, DRMARY, at healingtouchom.com. Sarge the Foodie came back to say he's happy you listened to. And don't forget, drink lots of water, try out those pressure points, catch the next video, and the second week in January, we're going to be doing this program. Hope you can join us. Thanks again for listening. I'm Dr. Mary Riggin.